the neighbor came through on his four-wheeler. And I told him, I said, oh, I was gonna develop this spring right up here. And he goes, oh, that's just a wet weather spring. But he said, you got more water than you can ever use right down here. So I learned 3 massively important things today. Number 1, it is far too hot and humid out here to have long hair. So that's got to go. Number 2 is you want to have, if you're coming into this situation, you're like, oh, I want to buy land, I want to do my own build. When you get onto your land, you want to have a very, very definitive plan every day, especially in the very beginning, when supplies and tools, materials, infrastructure is all very primitive, non-existent, or on the low end. Now, I did have a plan today that I was really excited about. I was going to build a concrete pad for my spring box. I went down there and the spring was dry. There was nothing coming out of it. There was nothing coming out of the one beside it. That was a huge, huge bummer. So I can't build the spring box where I wanted to. I have to change my entire water plan. It's good that I found it out early before I built the spring box in the wrong position, at the wrong location. So I used the day, or I used part of the day to go over to the old barn and grab some things, random things that, you know, I'm going to be using at some point, either for the build, for the garden, for the orchard, whatever. I don't know. I'm sure those plans will change too. All right, so this is this is old barn supply right here. A lot of people don't shop here, but every time I come in, I find some decent stuff. I need some buckets. Figured I'll use this eventually, and got some random plumbing stuff, funnel. That'll work out handy at some point. Old axe head, a brush. Oh, here's the trowel I need. This is the largest drill bit I've ever seen in my life. Gas can, more plumbing. Oh, 5-gallon bucket lid, I need that. Bird feeder to restore. Gas can. Bucket. Rusty concrete blade. Wire mesh. Barely usable ladder. Hot tub cover. Hose roller. Holder. Roller. Holder roller. This is what my spring looks like right now, or at least what I thought was my spring. There's the one beside it. Nothing. This was pretty disheartening when I saw this. I thought for sure this was going to be my ticket. Oh, deer just ran across the trail in front of me. Oh, 3 of them. Alright, so those were twin baby deer. The mosquitoes, not super pleasant down in this part of the property, because we have water. Some of it's standing, some of it's running. So right behind me is the new spring that I'm going to develop. I had a hunch that there was a spring there because the water above it is still, the water below it is running. And there's 2 big pieces of rebar that have been jammed into the ground, probably holding something up. It seems obvious when I describe it now, but what happened was I was up there digging at my old one earlier today, just an hour ago, and the neighbor came through on his four-wheeler. And he was relocating a skunk that he trapped under his house. And I told him, I said, oh, I was going to develop this spring right up here. And he goes, oh, that's just a wet weather spring. But he said, you got more water than you can ever use right down here. My day went from up here, thinking I was going to develop my initial spring location, hit rock bottom, realizing that that spring was not going to work. And now I'm back up here because I have a new spring to work on. And he said that even in the driest of months, this thing is always running. Clearly the amount is going to change, but he said it never dries up. He's been here since 1990. So I'm pretty stoked, except for the skeeters. So let me take you over there and I'll show you what this one looks like. Over here on the right, this is the spring. It's coming out of the ground right in front of us. And just over here, this is the back side of the dam. And so this down here was flowing a few weeks ago. It was coming right out of there. As you can see, nothing. Not a drop. Not a drop. But over here, we've got water flowing. So I'll reach my hand in here a little bit. This is really cool. I love doing this. Disturb the water, and it shows you right where all the water's coming from. This one right here is really powerful. So there's a few sections here, and then even another one over here. So I have to form a slightly new plan of attack for this. I've got to build a little bit more of a dam for that, since it's coming out of multiple spots. So I got to figure that out. So the other interesting thing is I just found a pipe coming vertically out of the ground in front of me down here. It looks like there was another partial smaller dam right here, and I'm wondering if they had that dammed down there, and this was their collection pool, and that pipe runs down there to the neighbors that used to pull water from this spring for 20 some years or so. But if I can, I want to try to pull directly from the source, directly closest to the ground, as close as I can as possible, for obvious reasons. Cleaner water, and then I can not worry about any of the water that's running from the pond through the dam and through here. That can be as dirty as it wants to be, and it's not going to affect my drinking water. That thing's in my way. This is a beast of a spring right here. That is awesome. Although I'm having deja vu because this is exactly what the other one was doing a couple weeks ago. But you talk to a local, you're getting the best information you can. That's the difference. This is the ticket right here. So they put some sort of concrete block here. It's coming from underneath that. And you have these rebars shoved in. So, okay. This is like a kid's paradise. Mud and water. It's my paradise too. The more I poke around, the more things are becoming very obvious to me. This giant piece of rebar. All right, that's good. That's good.